Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. Well, ADA, did go through my target area to the downside this time, so we can take this one out. It did not reverse. Warned yesterday about lower prices for Bitcoin, that it would smash ADA down that hard is, to be honest, not good for the chart. Absolutely not. I've always told you that as long as we hold above 45 cents, we can remain carefully bullish. And there's basically one, let's say fairly likely bullish scenario left. There's basically two key scenarios left I would follow now. One is the bullish one that I'm going to show you in a minute. The other one is that this year was just a correction, and that we are going to come down and will make eventually a lower low than 40.2 cents. I know there is some issue around their blockchain or testnet or something. I haven't really followed up on that. That might have contributed to making this move, which was happening across crypto. So it's not an ADA thing, but it might have made it a bit worse. So what's the latest wave count then here on the ADA charts? First of all, I have to check out this target range, because as long as we don't know how low we go, it doesn't make sense to calculate a target range here. So let's just start from down there. We can still assume at the moment, carefully assume, again with a 60% probability, that the low was in here at 40.2 cents. We then moved up in a wave 1, came down in a 2. We moved also up in another wave 1 and came down in, let me just think. No, the 1, the 2, that's it. That's it. I might need to take some time to change this whole chart, but what we can follow is this here was a wave 1, this is a wave 2, remains unchanged. And then what I just said, another one, and then however the 2 is this one. I talked about that in the previous video, that if we go below 49.8 cents, and this was on the radar to go to that level, we unfortunately did even drop below that, that I might have to move this wave 2, that it will possibly go down here, so that what we've seen eventually was a wave 1, a wave 2, and then here a 1 and an A overshooting wave B and C to the downside, which will then finish off the wave 3 here. That means, let me maybe take out all those, because I don't really want to confuse people. So it's something we talked about already, that it might happen, because the 49.8 cent level was already one possible target on this move down. Now, yes, fair enough, we did go below it, but I told you if we go below that level, then we will have to change the wave count here, which I'm just gonna do because I don't want to confuse anyone who's using the shared trading view charts. So I'd rather do that here straight away without trying to confuse people. A, B, and that's fair enough, that's fine. Here as well, take out the subwaves maybe. Alright. So cleared it up, and then a 1, a 2, and from here we basically start again in another wave 1, and this would be the 2, and then what we've seen here is this low was the wave A. I think I just had that on the chart anyway as a wave A, and we hit those reversals area very nicely. Then here, that's the difference though, that we have to see this as an overshooting wave B if we want to stay bullish. So it's possible to see it that way, and that we're now coming down in a wave C. I would maintain this wave count as long as we stay above 45 cents. If we go below that level, and I've said that from the beginning, if we go below 45 cents, then this assumption that we can go higher did not play out, but that's also why I only gave it a 60% probability. But we have to say very clearly, the last few days weren't really good to crypto. This is a wave C. They weren't really good for crypto. We can still maintain this carefully bullish scenario, but again, this is sort of the last straw for the bulls, the 45 cent level. If we don't hold this, fair enough, you could say that the last straw is 40.2 cents, but in reality, if we go below 45 cents, it will be very, very hard. We could still see it as all of this here then as the A, the B, and the C. How likely is that? Yeah, I mean, it's possible, but I think this will just, if we take that wave 2 out, this is just an additional level of comfort that we have at the moment. If we take that out, have to assume we will go lower. Yeah, now you may remember that I took some profits on ADA around 53 cents or something. Made some profit of the ADA that I bought here around 49 cents. And then I waited for another entry. Now that entry hasn't happened yet. Now this will probably be the next entry at some point here, and I will make you aware when I continue or when I get into ADA again. Yeah, it's actually a dip I like to see from a trader's point of view, because it allows me to find an additional good entry point. But yeah, to maintain a bullish scenario, it would have been nice to already turn around, or at least not drop that much. Yeah, because in any drop, had we stayed above the 49.8 cent level, we could have just carried on with the 1-2-1-2 setups and just be a bit more bullish in the short term. Now we have to assume we come down a bit lower. We can now also calculate the target. We'll take out the green line because it's not a valid target anymore. We dropped below it. So let's calculate the new target for the wave C based on the new wave count. And we can do that by taking the length of the wave A, adding it to the beginning of the wave C, and the key target would be the 48.2 cent level. That is the 1.618 extension. So if we don't see the price respecting that at all, that's another warning sign. So that means if we just drop, it's an important level. If we just go through 48.2, it might mean that we drop down to 45. And then if we lose that, yeah, then that means be careful. Okay, that means we could see a low below 40.2 cents. Now again, until we see that, we can maintain here the focus on higher. But again, until we see any evidence that this wave C is over, it would be highly dangerous to get into a trade here or anything. What we can do is what we've done before and usually always worked out. You can see these descending trend lines. Yeah, here I told you when we break it, we'll see rising prices. Happened. Here as well, I told you when we break it, we'll see rising prices. Happened. Here I told you when we break it, we'll see rising prices. Didn't happen. Here, and we had actually smashed down. So ADA is adhering to that very nicely. So again, just draw here with 3 touch points, a descending trend line, a very steep one. Breaking above that could indicate that there is a chance to reverse already, that wave 2 is in. Yes, and I gave you the target here for the wave C. We can also look at it from the other side. From the other side. Okay, so from looking at it in terms of the Fibonacci retracements. And here we've only just now come down to the 61.8% Fib level. That's also why we're adhering to it, which is at 49.1 cents. And again, if we lose that, yes, 48.3 cents and 47.4, that is the 78.6% Fib level, a very important Fib level, or here 46.3. So what I can do, I can carefully try to give you here a new target area, now that the previous one has been taken out. Already, if we go below the 88.7% Fib level here at 46.3, that would already be an additional warning that we will possibly even break below 45. Because let's face reality, if we come down to that 45 cent or 45.2 cent level, the previous wave 2, we're probably not going to hold that. Yeah, that is why the 88.7% Fib level is so important. It's always like the last support before you reach a low, and normally when you actually reach the low, there's a good chance you drop below it. Yeah. So that's where we are now with ADA. I also would have liked to see imminent price movement to the upside. Didn't happen. For me, who took some profits, it's actually good, but still, you know, it's just painful what crypto is doing at the moment. The stocks and shares are doing much better at the moment, overall. But yeah, bear in mind, September is historically a bad month for crypto, so we are only about to enter that. So it could, of course, be different this time. But in 70% of cases in the past, the September was not a good month. So keep an eye on that as well. Alright, and that's my update about ADA. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.